Oh, there you go.
So I mean, other people are probably going through something similar. If they're not going through it now, they have gone through it, or they will be going through it. So it
Mm-hmm.
can be helpful for people. My mother died 20 some years ago, and my ex died 11 years ago, and it's still like fresh. It's two
Mm-hmm.
decades fresh.
Yeah, really, because I mean, you even if you don't think about them daily, there are going to be certain times of years, or, milestones, and things that you make you remember them and make you think of them. And sometimes it'll be things that you experience with them together, and sometimes it'll be things that you imagine that they always be a part of it. Like, imagine having a child after your parent passes away, and you always thought that your parent would be there to see their grandchild and things like that. So it's always going to be something to trigger. It could be a song, it could be a smell, it could be a restaurant. It's something that's going to trigger that memory, so you will never fully get over it. I'm telling you. You'll think you over it until you get triggered.
Yeah, and grief really has no schedule. Like
Yeah.
it will hit you. Like even the friend I mean, again, I've been to enough funerals in the last year or two that I'm over them. But literally out of nowhere, like you said, a random thought, or you'll hear a saying from somebody who may not even know you. You just hear it in passing, and it's like, oh my goodness! It just
Mhm.
strikes memory. It strikes up that feeling of, man, they're gone, like, and they're not coming back on this side.
Yeah.
And
Or just
somehow
call them,
you got
thinking
to
you can call them.
yeah, try. Listen, I don't delete too many text messages. Um, Still got them in the phone. I still have a voice memo that I sent to one of my friends before she died, and I'm like, randomly things will pop up in the phone, like on this day.
Yes, that's
Oh,
the worst. The Facebook memories be the worst.
oh,
I had a friend, she lost in the past, I'm going to say, year and a half. She has lost her aunt that she was close to, and they come from a small family. So they like a family of everybody having only children. So she lost her aunt, and then she lost her mother just out of the blue. So it wasn't like a thing where she was sick or anything. She just texted me one day and was like, it was like 3 a.m. I'm like, why is she texting me? My mom passed away. We went to the funeral, went to the repast. Her grandmother was there with us as we were, there with her while she grieved. And I remember I was doing her hair, prepping for the funeral, and she gets a call from a family member, and they calling from her mother's phone.
Mm.
So she was doing as good as she could, and then she sees her mother's name because it's still saved in her phone as mommy, and she just has a whole breakdown. But she did answer that phone. She told him, "I told you to stop calling me from my mother's phone. Like, why are you calling me from her phone? Because that's triggering. I'm trying to get through this." So it could be things like that that'll trigger you. And I don't even know what family member don't have enough sense to know that that could be a trigger. But
huh,
things
mm,
like that. Well, her grandmother just died a couple months ago too. The one that was there helping when we was planning. So she has had a lot of loss. And it's just her
Mm.
and her son, and he
that's
don't have no
tough.
siblings.
Mm.
So,
I just had a friend whose brother just got killed 2 days ago, and so I'm like, everywhere I turn around, it seems like there's just loss in some way. Like,
mhm.
and I'm not numb to it, but at the same token, I don't like the feeling of almost getting used to it, if that makes sense.
I think it comes with
So,
age, though. Real David, we are at the age where we're starting to lose people. I think for a long time, at least I can even say in my own life, I didn't lose nobody close to me, But now we're at that age where we're going to have to really brace ourselves for the fact that loss is really going to be happening more frequently.
yeah, I had to tell my children that unfortunately, one of the parts of life that is not so good is the longer you live, the more you have to say goodbye.
Hmm.
And that's just the reality of things. Like, it's hard saying goodbye to people you love or people that you're really, really close to. And whether it comes suddenly, whether it comes, as a result of illness or prolonged, no matter how it comes, you cannot truly prepare for it until it happens.
I always
There's
tell
no,
y'all, when my great grandma died, I just knew I would. I mean, I knew I was going to be sad, but I knew I was like, I thought the logic was going to take over. It's like, oh yeah, she was 97 years old. I just thought I'd be able to easily get over it because she lived a long life. I was still in shambles, child. Like I was still in shambles. And that's when I realized that not even their age will pacify you when you're grieving somebody that you love. And you're reminiscing and remembering all of the things that they meant to you, all of the values that they instilled in you, and how they shaped you. Like, really. So
no amount
I
of time
remember
seems
you.
long enough.
Hmm?
I said, no amount of time you had with them seems long enough. Whether it was 3
Hmm?
years or 300, it's still like, wow, I can't believe that's over.
Yeah. And I know my grandma, like even me getting married, like my great grandma used to always speak over my life about that. She'll be like, you're not gonna just get a husband, you're gonna get a good husband, a good man of God. And she used to be very strict about that good. And I was like, yes, grandma, me too. I'm getting me a good husband, a good man of God. I'd be like I gotta point up to heaven because she didn't get to ever meet him, But even things like that, it's just like she was speaking there. She prayed over my life. If nothing else, she was not planning about me just marrying and settling for anybody. And she was in her 90s, and she still was like, "You better not settle."
Yeah. So let me ask you this, David.
Yes, sir.
You're going through it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is your strategy to deal with family drama that is inevitably going to come?
For one, I pray because I know me. I'm not somebody who just goes out of my way to engage in useless banter or arguments or things of that nature. But I'm not dumb. I'm a realist. I understand that around these times, emotions are high and logic is usually low. So I pray, but I talk to my wife like, babe, listen, I got this text message. It said X, Y, and Z. I already know how I want to respond, but I'm not trying to add to the drama. Like, I'm not scared of the smoke, but I don't like adding to the drama if it's not going to be productive in the end. Like, I don't mind telling you, oh, this is what it's going to be. But in the midst of things going on, I'm like, okay, I try to take as much time, even now, like just spending time with my family and trying to explain things and talking about kind of how I'm feeling, as opposed to just feeling and them having to suffer because they don't know what's going on with me, because I'm dealing with stuff like she already knows. Like, she's had enough funerals at this point. We kind of know. I'm not going to say we're professionals at this in any way, but once you start to see the current for what it is, you have to adjust your oars and your paddles. And okay, which way am I going to row this time? Because I see this big wave coming and I'm not going to let it smash me, but I'm not going to try to plow through it either. Got to ride it delicately. So I try to talk as much as I can, get feedback, talk to my mom, to my dad, try to talk to my siblings, and I pray a lot. So I don't hurt nobody.
Telling you, it'll make you want to hurt somebody.
Real easy.
So I think I'm a lot more like your friend. I don't have a whole big family. And when my mama died, a lot of the people that were connected to her did not stay connected to us. So it's me and my two siblings in this area and our kids. And we got like cousins and we talk to them sometimes. And I visit my auntie and uncle sometimes, but it's not like we're close.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even know if my auntie died tomorrow, I don't know if anybody there would know to call me.
Okay.
And I'm older than y'all, clearly. So I'm a whole generation above. So we don't have the people above my generation. I got
Okay.
the aunties and that's it. Aunties and uncles, there's nobody above them left.
Well, it would be my hope that they would reach out though.
Yeah, that would be my
As
hope.
a courtesy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let me ask you, Dale, to say that you've been through it so long ago, because a lot of people have this idea that, or the saying is, as it goes, is it gets better with time. Is that truly is that a true statement, or does it just get different over time?
So my daughter explained it this way, because I mean, she was 22 when her mother died. She
Mm.
said that it starts out a sharp, piercing pain. You get used to the sharp, piercing pain, and it becomes a sharp, piercing pain. So there it is. That's how it happens over time. When you have these major losses, and I just lost my sister-in-law last year. Yeah, just last year. She was really young, so her kids were teenagers when she died, and get therapy to start understanding the pain, because it might not ever go away. I still have moments when I just need to cry because my mom died 20 years ago.
Yeah. And it's never gonna 100%. That's your mother. Like I tell people, I mean, death hurts at different levels, I think. But when you talk about a mother, I'm talking about this is the one person that you've known literally since you've been conceived.
Yeah.
There is no way that you're not gonna feel that separation for the rest of your life, because you've never known life without them. Right? You've never known life without them.
So you think about
So
that with your uncles, David, because this was their mother. They might
yeah.
be 60 some years old, but there's a whole level of grief that
Mhm.
everybody experiences differently.
Right.
Mhm.
And
That's
everybody
what my
experiences.
mind went. When I first heard the news, my mind immediately went to my father, because I'm like, you know, that's his mom. Like that kind of, you can't really even begin to quantify the relationship between a mom and her child in any way, shape, or form. Like, regardless of whether your relationship with your mom is great, good, or indifferent, the fact is you wouldn't be here without her. So simply because of that, I mean, obviously on the father side as well, but there's a unique relationship between a mom and their child. And I'm like, I can't dictate anybody else's emotions.
Right.
I told my children, when I told them that that great grandmother passed, they immediately burst out crying. And I told them it's okay. I hugged them. I said, if you feel like you need to cry, do it. Let it out, because you loved her. Like, I'm not going to sit there and tell you, oh, it's okay. She was this. No, it was your great grandmother. You were blessed to meet yours. I didn't even meet mine. I didn't meet my other grandmother on my mom's side. I just didn't never had the chance to meet them. So feel what you feel. Go through it. And if you need to talk, if you have questions, feel free to ask. But I have questions myself. Like, just know that you're not the only ones dealing. If you see me crying, it's okay to give me a hug, or listen, I don't know what this is going to be like. It's a new reality for everybody. And so every day is different. You don't know from one moment to the next whether, oh, I may start off feeling great and 5 minutes later I could be a complete wreck. I don't know. Just know that when those emotions come, I'm going to be here for you. Please be there for me.
So that makes me think of a question though. Like, how do you deal with the opposite of your emotional family members or your angry family members? How do you deal with your ones who are avoidant and who just acts like it never happened, or they don't want to talk about it at all? Or, like, how do you deal with them? Because I feel like I experienced that, where it's like, did you care? Did you even care? But they could just be processing it differently. But at the same time, because I care so much and I feel it, I'm like, why don't you want to deal with it? Why don't you want to talk about it? Like, what's wrong?
So yeah, the processing part, that's very accurate as far as how differently each person processes. Like, sometimes you can see it visibly, like when you're in a room with certain people and certain things happen. Like, I expected my children to react, quote unquote, the way they did. When I found out initially, I had so many emotions going on that I didn't even know how to articulate what I was feeling, because it was just a whole ball of, like, I'm talking about 40 plus years all in a moment kind of this happened, this didn't happen. What was going on here? I remember this. And it was so much going on. Like me, I'm a deep thinker anyway. So when you got all these things, all these emotions that come at once, I'm like, I was more shocked at the moment because not that I did, obviously, I mean, being 95, you know, at some point it's going to happen anyway. But the fact that I just saw her the day before just made it like, and when I saw her, she wasn't in a hospital or anything. We went to a brunch with her at her facility, and they did like an Easter brunch, and we had a private room. It was my mom, my wife, and my kids, and my grandma and myself. And we had a good time. Like, we took pictures with her. The kids were hugging on her and kissing her. She was kissing them. Everything was normal. And so when I got the news the next day, I'm like, wow. I'm like processing the fact that it happened, but then trying to process how I'm feeling. And I'm still like, even to this day, I couldn't tell you exactly 100% how I feel. But there are others that, again, like my father, he is an introvert. I think I got that from him. And one of his other brothers is an introvert as well. So all I can go by is even how things happened when my cousin passed away. Seeing the differences in grief, like you can tell people are thinking, but everybody is not feeling it the same way. And it could be because of how they're thinking about it and processing it. Like I've seen some people who just, they shed tears. That's how they feel. That's how they emote it. But then in other cases, I've seen people in deep thought and they will not say a word about it. And I've learned that I can't force you to quote unquote talk about it. But at the same token, that's not going to stop me from talking about it.
Okay.
Like I'm not going to force you to open and tell me all these things. But what I will say is, hey, I felt this, or you remember when this happened. Like, I'm not going to bottle up my experience at my expense just because you're not necessarily showing what's going on, or maybe you're processing slower. I couldn't tell you, but I can tell you where I'm coming from.
I could say, like, even I feel like even when it comes to like that time of year coming around when you lost somebody, for me, my natural like urge is to check on the people that I know were really close to them. Like, hey, just want to send you some extra love during this time or whatever. But there are certain family members where I'm like, I don't even know if I should send you because you don't act like it ever happened. You're living your life like, I don't even know if I should send you a little love. I don't know if me sending you love is either going to trigger me because you don't care or trigger you because you are trying to forget it.
Yeah. So when my sister-in-law died, my nephews were having difficulty. They're teenagers.
Yeah.
And the one nephew said, people keep asking me if I'm grieving properly. And I had to say, I'm not a therapist, but I do know that everybody gets to choose how they grieve. So you are grieving the way that you grieve. Don't let nobody tell you how you're supposed to handle this. Unless it's your therapist, unless they're a psychologist, don't let them tell you how you're supposed to handle it, because they handle it their way. You have to handle it your way. So if you feel like crying every day, don't cry every day. But if you feel like crying every day, cry every day, because that's the way that you are grieving, and be okay with that.
Yeah. I actually, like I said, over the last couple of years, I've been to so many funerals, whether it's family members, friends. And so I do this thing. Usually I would, like you said, Heavenly, I'll reach out, maybe a text message, maybe a phone call here and there. Hey, just wanted to let you know I'm thinking of you, love you, praying for you. I don't necessarily ask questions. If they respond and we have a conversation, cool. I've had situations where I've reached out for weeks and got no response. I leave it alone because I don't know if that's a part of the grieving process, if I'm making it worse. I don't know. But just know that it can't be said that I didn't reach out. Then I've had other situations where it's an entire conversation back and forth of I go and visit the grave every so often, or I do this and this is what's helping me, or I really appreciate you for reaching out. So
Mm-hmm.
it's one of those things, like I do what I feel I should do or what I can do, but I can't tell you how to respond to me. Like if you're not at that point where you can reach back, you're not gonna get any smoke from me and be like, well, I sex you along. I don't have time. Like you're grieving. That's all I chalk it up to.
So I got a question for you, David, because you're going through it like right now. I was always raised by my Southern mother that if somebody has a loss, you send them some food.
Mm-hmm.
You can send flowers too, but you send them some food.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of food y'all eat over there? I mean, are
Mm-hmm.
y'all vegetarian or?
David said vegetarian. No.
You put the meat on top of that, sure.
Little gravy, little meat sauce.
Right. No, my side of the family, they pretty much do the same thing. Most of them are from the South, so they send food and things. The thing that makes it interesting now is, again, all of our family is in, different directions. Like one uncle's in Ohio, one is in Massachusetts, and like I said, the other one I think is in Pennsylvania. So nobody is so close that, hey, I'm gonna Uber you something or DoorDash you. Like, I sent you something, it should be there in a week. Like, I don't know.
No, but you can still Uber to a whole different location because
You can, but
I've done that.
I don't know their dietary preferences enough for me to spend that kind of money.
So it goes a whole nother step because so I like you, David. So I'm gonna make y'all a lasagna.
Oh.
And I'm gonna figure out how to get it to you. It won't be DoorDash.
Now, I
Tell
will say,
me a little piece.
could you do it with vegan cheese? Because my wife's allergic to dairy.
Oh man, I can't do lasagna.
So
I got something else for you. I just asked you what I said you better.
What y'all eat over there?
But you didn't say nothing about allergic to dairy.
She's allergic to dairy. That's her.
Okay.
Other than that, for the most part, there's no, real restrictions or anything.
I can't make no lasagna with vegan cheese.
Dude, aren't you supposed to be eating vegan cheese?
No, that's just what my doctor said. How you supposed to believe a doctor? But if you like somebody, you send them like a whole pan of lasagna or a pan of brownies or something like that.
Yeah.
No, you have to. I done send somebody some wings.
Listen,
we chicken. And we definitely ate it. And we definitely ate it.
Yeah.
I sent somebody else 5 wings.
5?
5, because that's the kind of relationship we got.
This is just for you. None of your family can handle.
I don't know people. I know somebody died, and here's my little gift: 5 wings for you, or you and 4 people. Y'all each get a drumette.
I got a friend in Philly who posted something one day about, so I think he had lost someone or was going through a real tough time. And I sent him some money for it. I was like, here, man, get your family some dinner. Just that's one less thing you have to worry about tonight. Like, it's just, things like that really do matter in times like this. Cause again, everybody is kind of all over the place. You're trying to make plans and arrangements, and, sometimes food is a great way to show people that you care. It's tangible. Like
all the time.
I'm gonna say sometimes, and it's soothing. Sadly, my doctor would hate this too. When they'll say about the doctor, my doctor would hate this information, but it's quite soothing to eat. I'm just gonna be honest.
It's comfort food. That's what they call it.
I got some ribs downstairs right now that I ain't supposed to be eating.
Listen.
Now we recording this. Your doctor gonna be calling you talking about, I see your podcast.
So this is why I have to see you more often.
That's right. I gotta make another appointment.
Yeah. But grief ain't fair, but it happens to everyone, and that's one thing that brings everyone together. Like, regardless of what you believe, who you are, what color, all that stuff, everyone's going to go through grief.
Yeah.
So how we deal with it, like I'm trying to show my kids how to go through it in a healthy way, or at least to start to see how we handle it, in a way that is not detrimental, in a way that you can still cry, but still move on in life as well. And sometimes it's easier said than done. But, the fact is, like they say, life does go on.
Yeah.
It just
But
doesn't go
hold
on
up.
the same way.
It's like, isn't that like a little bit humbling too, though? I think about that sometimes. I'll be like, yo, for real. I mean, we are deeply loved. Each and every one of us are deeply loved by the people in our life and our families. But I also know that they will have to continue living when we up out of here, because life does truly continue to go on unless you know that you play a major role in this life, but at the same time, you're a small part of this world. Like, you big to your family, but like in the grand scheme of things, yo, for real, life is really about to go on. Things are really going to happen. If you're famous, they're going to put out a news report saying, oh, we just lost so and so. And once a year, they'll put up all the work you did as a tribute, and they ain't going to talk about you no more until that time will come around next year. Like, for real, life really going to go on. For real. I'd be like, Lee, I wanted y'all to be crying, weeping for a long time over me. I'm just joking.
It reminds you that
I
at the
think we
end
need
of the
to end
day,
it right there.
yeah,
We need to end the recording right there. Ain't nothing else to be said.
just keep weeping. Now, like you said, though, we all play a part. But yeah, when you realize that the play is so big that none of us are such a star that we stand out so much that it stops the play, like it just keeps
That's
moving.
right. That's the poetic way to say it.
So make your part count.
Period. And on that note, guys, this is all for today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in as we talk about grief and how to navigate that. I hope you guys gained something from it. And just drop your comments and show your love to David and let us know that you're listening, and let him know that, you send your condolences. Until next time, we love you guys. Peace.
Rest in peace, Grandma.
Rest in peace, Grandma.